Hey everyone, it's Angela. I want to kind of give you a quick overview and a roadmap of what we're doing in PSYC-2500 this semester. So think about research methods as three main things that you're kind of doing hand in hand simultaneously. And at each point we have different things that you're going to be doing, but you're doing them all at once. So the first thing that you're focused on this semester is learning about research methods. This is learning about how we do research, empirical studies, scientific studies in psychology. So you'll learn about that by reading the textbook. You'll learn about that by doing the MindTap assignments, those practice tests and mastery trainings. By the way, make sure you do your master trainings on at least 2 days during the week, otherwise you won't be able to complete that. Looking at those D2L modules, those are important. There's learning objectives in there which can help guide you as you prepare for exams. There's tons of videos in there that can help you with learning about those research methods and the methodologies. They're wonderful, so don't hesitate to look at those and other materials. So links to assignments and things like that. So be sure to look at that every week. And of course the exams. Exams are going to primarily focus on textbook material. There may be a few questions here and there related to writing or the anatomy of a journal article, things like that. But be sure to focus your attention on the textbook when you're preparing for tests. The other point in the triangle in terms of what we're learning in research methods is scientific writing and learning about and analyzing empirical studies and gaining that experience with reading and dissecting an empirical study. So you'll get a lot of practice with summarizing and paraphrasing. Those are really two important skills, and they're not easy. They take some time to build. But you'll also be using APA citation style throughout the course. So if you haven't gotten that publication manual yet, do so soon. You're going to need it not only for this class, but for other courses in your major or minor here. In order to get that experience, you're going to be doing writing exercises that are going to be available through those D2L units. You're going to be working with your peers in research forums, and I'll be giving you feedback along the way on those, so be sure to read that. You'll be doing article summary and also a literature review. Those are more in-depth and longer writing assignments where you'll be practicing that summarizing and paraphrasing and really integrating that APA citation style. Let me give you a little bit more detail about that in a minute. The last point of the triangle, that the three main things you're going to be doing in research methods, is at the very end, at the tail end of the semester, the last week, you're going to be presenting a recorded, narrated PowerPoint presentation. And what that is a culmination of everything you learned about research methodology and empirical study and design. So that's just a proposal. I want to be really clear and emphasize that you are not conducting research. You are not conducting a scientific study in this class. But what you will be doing is proposing a research design. So that just simply means, what would you do if you were to do research, and how would you conduct your research on your given topic? I'll give you a little bit more explanation in just a second. So ultimately there are steps to follow along the way. Those are the three main themes that you're focused on, and this is how it's kind of overlay over the course of the semester. You're going to be working those research forums throughout the term. There are 3, and you're going to be looking at different topics. I'll present you with a prompt which you'll respond to, but you can also use that as a place for you to consult with your peers about your thoughts and ideas. You'll also be working on an article summary that leads to the literature review, and that leads ultimately to the research proposal. Let me explain a little bit further. These research forums are intended to help you form your research question, your hypothesis, discuss different sampling ideas, different methods you might use. So again, over the course of the semester, use that to help you build your research proposal ultimately. An article summary is going to be, you're going to pick one topic that you're going to follow throughout the term. So once you have your topic, your research question, and a hypothesis, it builds you to the next stage. That article summary is choosing one of the empirical articles that you find through the library databases that you will summarize, you will paraphrase, you will not use direct quotes or very limited. If you do, maybe one. You're going to use APA citation style for in-text citations and references. This is just to give you some practice with reading an empirical article and summarizing it. Now, if you think you're really good at this, and you might be, but it takes a lot of practice to do this well. So take it as an opportunity for you to really learn how to do it well. The next stage is that literature review. And what this is you're taking multiple empirical studies and looking at the themes on the topic that you've chosen for the semester. And then you're going to summarize that, paraphrase that, and reflect that in your literature review. The more details about that will come as the semester progresses. The literature review tends to tell you a little bit about what you would ultimately propose. So if your topic is on stress and you read every article you could find about your particular topic, there are going to be some gaps in people's previous research studies that you can use to help you design your own research study. The textbook describes this really well. So your research proposal, again, is a presentation, 8 to 10 minutes long. That's going to include your whole design, from a little bit of a background on the literature review that you completed, to explain what other people and researchers have found, a hypothesis, sampling methods, research methods, ethics, and your predicted outcomes. Again, over the course of the semester, I'm going to open these up as we get closer. I've learned that if I open them all up at once, people just focus on that research proposal. And you should focus on the steps as we go along rather than just the end product, because all of these lead to that. It's all a pathway to that. A couple other points that I'd like to make is that there's a few milestones along the way that would be really useful to you. One is in Module 3. Our research librarian at the KSU library, her name's Ashley Hoffman. She's going to be participating in an asynchronous way online with us, but she'll be our guest. So that's a great opportunity for you to learn how to or use her services to help you find those empirical articles that you'll need on your topic. She can even help you sort of come up with key terms or things to look up or how to do a keyword search and everything like that in those databases. She's really helpful. In addition, she has created this fabulous video tutorial about the different types of scholarly articles out there. You are going to need to use empirical peer-reviewed articles, so she can help you, or that tutorial will explain to you what the other types of articles are so that you can avoid them. You do not want to use those. You can use them as background information, but they're not going to be part of your writing projects this semester. So take advantage of her. She is great. She's only going to be there for that 1 week, so make sure you mark that in your calendar. The other part or milestones that help you along the way are those discussion forums. Make sure you ask questions amongst your peers. The more you give feedback, the better you get at it. And if you can give feedback, then you're knowing that you're understanding it. So take a sincere effort to try to give some helpful feedback to your peers. Lastly, during Module 10 or 11, later in the semester, as we get closer to the end, I'm going to be not only giving you feedback through the forums that are all going to be oriented towards this research proposal so that you can get that feedback and work with it. But in those Module 10 or 11, we're going to meet one-on-one using video meetings so that we can discuss your project, and I can give you even a further help along the way. My goal is to provide you the breakdown of all these steps so that you can ultimately turn in your project and have an awesome presentation and proposal. And I hope that it's helpful along the way, that it's all broken down. It's not going to be so overwhelming. As always, feel free to ask me if you have any questions. There's a couple of ways that you can do that. Research methods students tend to use my office hours more than any other class because sometimes it's just helpful to say, here, this is a topic I'm thinking about. This is my current research question. What do you think? Should I make it a little bit stronger? How can I make it a little bit stronger? Sign up. My office hours are Tuesdays from 10 to 1, but you have to make an appointment. Otherwise, I'm just kind of tied to my computer and can't go anywhere. So make an appointment. We'll talk for 15 minutes. It's really easy. You can email me if you have a general question about the class. Post it to the I Have a Question bulletin board because other people might have the same question. It's also a good place to look if you have a general question. And obviously use your classmates in those research forums too. That can be really helpful. I look forward to working with you. I'm excited to see how your proposals progress throughout the semester and all the work that you're doing. And we'll look forward to it.